So Leo, first things first, but we've got a few things to chat about today, but I want to talk dough first.
Yeah.
So what changes have we made since we last sat down and recorded? So 1 week ago today, we have gone from 7 grams yeast in our beaker.
Yeah, that was too much.
Yeah, it was too much.
And it was during the heat wave.
Well, if we
Like, I'm pretty sure you were like, I was like, I mentioned something about, I don't know why we made the switch, but you were like, okay, we'll bump up to 7 while it's in the heat wave. I don't know, it made no sense.
You know, we said, go back to the first episode, we said we're gonna go to 1. And you know, how can I keep my promises, mate? Like, we're gonna go to 1.
Yeah.
But the 7 was proving slightly difficult. So we just dropped it back down to 5 grams of yeast per kilo of flour for the time being. We are going to go back.
Yeah.
Maybe shouldn't have done it in the heat wave. What was it, like 30 degrees in here?
30 plus degrees every day. Yeah, it's too much.
It was fun, mate. I enjoyed it. We had some good pizza.
I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but
that was recording. Flashing like me.
Yeah, still going. So the other change was the flours. So we had a conversation about Mellini Pizzuti Vesuvio, which was our primary flour. So we were using, in the beaker, we were using 10% of that beaker was Tipo 1, 30% of it was a Manitoba flour, and the remaining 60% fell apart there. 60% was Vesuvio. But then we're refreshing with another 5k worth of Vesuvio. So I'm not going to work out the total percentage, but that is largely Vesuvio, which is a great flour. But for this process, with the amount of yeast we were working with and the temperature we were working to, we started noticing a decline in its performance. So I had to think about it, you had to think about it, and my thoughts were we were putting too much reliance on Vesuvio, with it not being our strongest flour. So particularly due to the fact that Mellini Pizzuti are quite open and transparent with the fact that it's a W value of 340 plus or minus 20. So some days you could have a 320, some days you could have a 360, or you could have 340. But let's say in the hottest day of the week of the year, we've got a 320 bag of flour, and that's our primary flour. And with the process we're using, we were just noticing a drop in our results.
Yeah, exactly that.
So what we did was, the common sense thing, I guess, was bring in more of a stronger flour and take over that extra percentage in the beaker primarily, to sort of slow fermentation down a little bit, but also strengthen it back up. Which we did. So we brought in Molino Casilla, and we're using the Light Plus. No, Zero XL.
The Zero XL. We're using Light Plus last night.
Yes, that was last night.
Today we're using the Zero XL. It used to be the black. Now it's Zero XL.
Zero XL,
which is a W of 360 plus 20. Potentially.
So it's potentially 380.
But
and
no
it
minus.
sort of acts a bit like a Manitoba, from what I understand. It's not a Manitoba. It's not using the same kind of wheat, but it's sort of got that sort of higher fallen number, which means it's not as high with its enzymatic activity. So it's kind of maybe directly linked to a lower damage starch, but we'll not go into that anyway. But anyway, it's basically that enzymatic activity is slower and it's a stronger flour. So
exactly. And what Casilla said himself is they say that you can just swap that for Manitoba. That's part of their spec, is that you can just get rid of your Manitoba and use that if you want it. We haven't done that. So now we're going 30, 30, 30, 10. No, 30, 30, 30, 10, So 30 Vesuvio, 30 Casilla, 30 Manitoba, 10 Tipo 1.
We'll play around that for a bit.
I've actually been reducing the Tipo 1 to 5%. I haven't told you to do that yet, but I've been reducing it to 5%. And I don't know if that's worked, because using the Casilla, like you just said, we're reducing the enzymatic activity, and then reducing the Tipo 1, which increases our enzymatic activity, and now I've reduced that to 5%. So I've kind of massively reduced that. So, and then to top that, we've gone from 7 grams yeast to 5 grams yeast, so reduce that as well. So we've slowed everything down quite a lot. What I found with that is we're getting a much more extensible dough. It's obviously, its tighter, it's stronger. It's not as soft, which is something that we were aiming towards, is a dough that's a little bit less soft than what we were sometimes getting. So we had good results from that. 5 grams yeast, much better, much more controllable. And we are going to get to 1. I just need to think about our processes to get us to 1.
I think a big part of the thing that'll stop us getting to 1 is our fridge situation. That we don't have one controlled fridge that never gets opened. That's getting open for cheese, maybe some prep that gets put in there, maybe just to clean it, whatever it is. It's getting opened and shut quite frequently, so that temperature's fluctuating quite a lot. So it's you can't really control it enough. And I feel like to go that high with the yeast in a Bega, you would probably have to have a lot of control over it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But we're going to do it, and we're going to test it, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
And we'll do that gradually, we'll do it slowly, like we went from 5 to 6 to 7 grams yeast. We will get it. We will get that test done so we can let everybody know how that works out. But yeah, right now, back down to 5. I'm enjoying adding Casio back into the mix. It's a good flour.
It's a good flour, yeah.
Something that we both shared in common when we started using Casio 18 months ago, we first used Casio, was the smell.
The smell.
The aroma.
The smell. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
That flour was brilliant. And I missed that since changing flour. So it's nice to have that back in. And yeah, we'll see where we get to next week. But
I do think we ditched Vesuvio altogether, maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
In the Bega, that is. It's nice. I really like Vesuvio. That's why when you were saying that you think we should just get rid of it because it's not performing quite well, that's why I was like, I'm gonna have to do something about this. I want to keep it around. So that's where we went away.
I'm gonna drop a little bit of information that you don't know yet.
All right.
And it's so you're hearing it the first time as the camera's hearing it as well. We're gonna go to Petra.
Are we?
Yeah, mate. We're gonna go to Petra. We're gonna do it. I've been planning this now for about 3 weeks.
Has Francesco persuaded you, has he?
No, not quite. I've been planning this for around 3 weeks, and then you brought it up a week ago. And I was thinking, has he fucking gone on to me? Or something like. I don't want to tell you because Petra is it's an expensive flour. I've used it a few times and I've really enjoyed it. And I wanted to use it, but. Man, the price is a problem. It is, run a business and we have to be profitable, and adding a flour that's a lot more expensive it just starts to get to that point where is that going to affect things in a way that I don't want it to affect? It's going to make our stock cost slightly above where I want them to be, and inevitably probably not. If you actually think about it and balance it out right, you can work it out. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day around costs. But I've been chatting with our supplier. I've been thinking about what we're going to do. I've been looking at the price increases of other flours, and not just Mellini Pizzuti. I've been looking at all of them and seeing where they're going. And I think it's time to give them a shot. We've over 3 years here now. We've gone Caputo, Shipton Mill, Mellini Casio, Mellini Pizzuti, I think that's all the brands we've tried in here.
The first flour that I used in here, do you remember what that was called? I can't remember for the life of me because I just didn't like it.
So let me try and remember my time.
It had a weird, it had maybe even had pizza on the sack, on the design. It had an orange bit on it, a white bit on it, mostly white, but
yeah, I missed one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I first started with Caputo, and I loved Nuvola Super.
Right. Oh yeah.
Good flour. I enjoyed that. Then I tried MFP.
Never heard of
Marco Fuso Pizza.
Oh right, okay.
I tried that for a little bit.
It's
got a red and a blue line. I gave that a shot, and it was nice flour, good flour, but it just wasn't the right start for what we need. It potentially could be, but it wasn't. In my thought process behind what I want from my flour to get what I want. And then I went Denti. The flour was called Denti. What was the brand?
That rings a bell.
What was the brand? I can't remember the brand.
Yeah, that flour was.
It was Anime Versace. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was pretty poor.
It's Molino Denti.
Right.
It's Molino Denti. And yeah, it was Anime Versace was the flour that I used first. This one.
Right. Yeah.
And that didn't work for me.
It rings a bell.
I changed to MIDI.
MIDI. Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Denti MIDI. Let's get that bag up. This is the bag you're on about.
Because you also had this, might have been a T41 at the time. It was quite expensive, and you ditched it.
Yes.
Sorry, the main one was that. Yeah. Bit of a throwback, that.
Yeah, it was this the Infibra T41.
Infibra, I remember. Yeah, you know, because I was sat at my desk at my desk job at the time, looking at these flowers because I'd seen you were using them.
I went through a whole thing with these guys. I worked out every flower spec, and I mixed everything. I tried every flower, and I got some really, really good results. But Prima Messina, that's the one with the one with the wheat gen.
Just talking about, that's the one you were using, but it was quite expensive in the end.
It was, but it was very good. Okay, where is it? I want to find MIDI. I just want to see the bag. Okay,
not there.
It's not there.
But yes, that's a bit of a throwback. I actually emailed someone I remember being sat on my desk emailing someone trying to get hold of that flower.
Me too.
That's the one
There we
there.
go.
That's the fucker. Yeah.
Little cherry tomatoes on the back.
Yeah, cherry tomatoes, orange bit at the bottom. That's what I was thinking of. Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, that's the one.
So that's kind of our 3 years of flour. You know, we've tried a few different things. You've got to try the flowers. You've got to know what you're doing. But you've also got to make sure when you're changing flowers that you're not changing your product. Because again, what we say every time is the people on the table notice. And we need to make sure the people who are sat at the table eating the pizza, they don't notice big changes that affect things, and we end up with different products. So we have to be quite careful, which is what we're doing right now. We're slowly reintroducing cassia back into our mix. We're trying to get that right mix, get the right W strength that we want and we need, balancing out with the amount of yeast that we use, our hydration, our fridge temperatures and our time, to get that right. I can't remember why we went through the flour conversation, the flowers that we've done.
I don't know. I think it's because we were going back to Casillo, and maybe that's why. I can't remember. Yeah.
I remember. So going through those flowers, we kind of, like I said, we worked our way through those flowers. But the one that really made us go when we opened the bag was
the Casillo. It was the Superior first. That one had the best aroma.
Yeah, it did.
And then the Tipo one was good, and they all just had that little bit of something about them.
The Light Plus, that was good.
Yeah, that was a brilliant one. Yeah. But
great.
is it as performance for what we're after for the Canotto style pizza, for the strength and the elasticity? A0 XLs, from what I've used at least, that's the best on their line. Yeah, that's the strongest. That's the most reliable. But then the other ones, they bring the flavour. Yeah. They bring the aroma. The Superior, the LA Plus. Yeah. Tipo one's on the weaker side, so we ditched that, didn't we? I was like 280W or something. Nice flour, but
it wasn't what we needed.
You've got a great range.
Yeah. So it's nice to reintroduce it. Nice to give that another shot at making our pizza better. And that's what it's doing. So we'll see where we get to by this point next week. We do need to have a chat today about our percentages of what we're using, but we're not going to do that on camera because we need to figure a few things out there. But yeah, exactly what you said. To get the Canotto pizza, the contemporary style that we're after, we need to make sure we get the W and the strength and the proteins right. We're just refiguring that out again now. You can turn the music up, it bangs.
There's nobody who feels that ice louder than him. No. Nobody.
It's a lot of ice. Elliot, we're talking about you. But yeah, no, it's that's the change in the last week. Yeah, I think that covers everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
We will update a little bit further next week.
Results have been good so far. We'll leave it at that. Yeah,
results have been good. Again, we upload our pizzas daily to our social, so you can see any changes on there. But the changes are never drastic. No. Like I said, we always everything is in line to get the product that we like. Yeah. And I think, in all honesty, I think in myself and I think in yourself, the product that we like is slightly changing as well. I went through a phase over the last 3 years where contemporary pizza, Canotto pizza needed to have a crunch. I love the softness. I love the softness to it now, and it's that balance, trying to find that middle ground with that pizza I'm after. And we've also been talking a lot about classic pizzas, classic Neapolitan pizzas. So it kind of links us into now. We can talk about the differences in those pizzas and what we think about them. So I'm going to start by answering a question I'm going to ask myself: what is my favourite? And it is Canotto. But I don't like the massive pizzas that blow up. And I've done them before and they're great. But if you do that, you've got to get the right balance between the texture and the flavour of that, and make sure that it's not just a dense crust that you're eating.
That's when you start having to use dips.
Yeah, and we don't want to start having to use dips. So you get the bake right. There was a pizza that we baked the other day, and it had this perfect reaction, but then a part of it hadn't reacted either, and it was just off my hands, but it just looked beautiful. It was perfect, and for me that was the perfect pizza. It wasn't overreacted. It was a nice bake all around, and it was a good pizza. So we'll start on number one. For me, that's number one, but getting that right, and we'll touch a little bit more on that soon. But what's your favourite?
So I've been quite firmly in a position now where, and it's quite a specific sort of. It fits between the two, but it's very specific what I'd like is a Neapolitan for me. It's to eat and to make and to look at. Yep. I think for me, what I mean by that is the characteristics are, it's a little bit rough around the edges. Yep. It looks a bit more artisan, for want of a better word. It's a higher hydration still, because you're outside. It's still contemporary, but it's not. It's a specific contemporary, like the Canotto is a specific contemporary. There's categories within contemporary now. Yeah. So it's got the high hydration. It's got that sort of characteristic where it's between the classic and it's between a Canotto, so it's got slightly bigger, but it's not too big. It's got that crispy exterior, but it's not too. I don't like a chewy pizza.
No.
So it's got a little bit. Yeah, no gum. No.
Gum.
Nah, I hate that personally. So
just in your body's got to try and break down that.
Yeah,
gum and that's.
And I don't want to. I don't. If I start needing a dip for my pizza, unless it's a really good quality olive oil or balsamic, then there's too much.
Game over,
yeah. I want to eat. I want to enjoy that. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy the pizza for what it is. So there's that balance between a Canotto and a contemporary. a classic, where the Neapolitan fits in for me.
Yeah.
Where making, I can be a bit more rough with it. I can chuck it, I can spin it and stuff. And that's for me. That's up for me.
Because I think it probably sounds on an almost similar line. Kind of that in between range is great. It's a beautiful place to be. The thing is with classic for me, you can't beat a good classic. I don't think you can beat a good classic Neapolitan pizza. But the problem is with classic Neapolitan pizza is it's really easy to get wrong, and it's also really easy to get right. But if it's done really, really well, and if it's done great, it's super hard to beat that pizza.
Yeah.
But one thing I found is a high hydrated dough that's aimed at making a Canotto pizza, aimed at making it more, in that contemporary range of pizzas. And then you stretch that, the hands are the most important part. You stretch that classic, and we do this. I do it for my dinner, you do it for your dinner.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful pizza. It gets the perfect reaction. It gets the perfect bake underneath, and it's a lovely pizza. And for me, that's almost the perfect classic pizza. I eat that, and I think, I've never eaten a classic pizza this good. And I've eaten a lot of classic pizza. So all of it's obviously personal preference, but what I love to do and what I love to eat do vary a lot, to be honest. Like what I love to sell, what I love my customers' experience is the reaction to the crust, something that's different, something that's a bit lighter, a bit more digestible, and it doesn't look like what everybody else is doing. That's what.
So on that,
don't get laughing and knocking in there.
Don't get me wrong. Like there is almost like as a pizzaiolo, there is almost like a thrill to when you put that in and you bring it out with a fucking Canotto, and you just like and if you made the dough as well, it's even better. But just making the dough and then stretching it and baking it, and it's like bringing that out. It's like fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's quite exciting. But it's just not my favorite. That's the only difference. But it's probably I prefer that to a classic Neapolitan that like 60% hydration, stretched fucking big and pale crust. And that.
It's not for me that. The kind of difference is for me like between those two. It's the amount of time I spent doing them both. And that's the biggest difference. I spent so many years doing classic, and I massively love classic. I was like in love with it. Like it was the best thing you could ever put on a plate. It was a classic Neapolitan pizza, and just the 5 years went by, and I didn't really change for 5 years. I did that for like 5 years, and it was like, well, I get a bit bored. And then when I started to evolve and get more like in depth with it's like okay, like we can do so many things. We can go in so many different ways. So, like right now, contemporary's the way, and I love it in a restaurant. Is that what I bake at home all the time? No, so that's number two then. Number two is what do I bake the most? And what do you bake the most? We'll start with you. What do you bake the most at home? Obviously not here.
What do I bake the most? What pizza do I bake the most? Neapolitan, probably. Because it previously, so this is actually more of a recent switch, and I say recent, probably is the last, I don't know, maybe the last 6 months. If you went on my Instagram, you would see me trying to achieve that Canotto at home and at work. And I still like that, but I started steering a bit more towards the Neapolitan at home as well. So I'm currently working on my dough to try and achieve that. So that's probably where I go at home as well. Nice. It's because at home it's my tea, it's also my favourite to eat. You know what I mean? So I'm going to make my favourite to eat. Whereas Anna kind of likes a bit more Canotto to eat.
Okay.
So I kind of it's a bit tricky to make. She doesn't like it too crispy, but she likes it a bit more. She actually likes it a bit more chew, which is frustrating. But so I'm generally a bit more Neapolitan.
Okay.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Taglio. And the reason I call it Taglio, there's a few different names for it, is because when I went to Rome a few years ago, I went to Ruva. So shout out to Ruva, unbelievably talented guy. There's the trays, the baked trays of bread. It's super thin, like a half focaccia, but it's crispy on top, and inside it's still crispy on the inside, a little bit of chew, but not much to it. and all those all that bread is then topped, and then it's on display, and then they cut you a section off, and then they put it through the oven again. Some of it's baked with ingredients on. There'll be some sausage on some or whatever, and there's just a range of stuff. And I fell in love with that. It was like, and I was like, oh my god, like the flavour of the dough was unbelievable. And I didn't think you could get the flavour of what we get, the flavour in our dough. You could get into that. Yeah, you hear about the grandma styles. I hate the name.
No, I love the name though. Do you not mind it not make you think of a nonna making it in a little Italian flat? That's great.
I haven't done it. I've got a grandma, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My grandma makes scones and soup.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't have that.
But where was I at? It was brilliant, and it's much better than anything I've ever had in England. And he is fantastic. But he was trained by Bonchi.
Right,
That's who trained him. And we all know that guy's pretty good at what he does.
Supposedly.
Nothing else needs to be said there. Yeah. But I haven't eaten there. Obviously, I've eaten it at Ruva.
So, on the topic of that style and having it in Rome, we've actually had a really good one in York.
Yes.
And that would be a good person to actually learn it from Alessandro at Foro.
Yeah, 100%.
That was. So that's exactly what it is, isn't it?
So that's one of the things that I was going to link us to.
Right.
It's because for the first time, it was the first time that I've had somebody else bake that style. And I've gone, fucking hell, that's just as good. Just as good as what I had then in Rome. Other than that, I have to bake it myself at home today. And it's always nice when you bake pizza all day to go somewhere and have someone do that. But we do need to give him a shout. He's coming to Dubai at some point soon as well. So we'll have a chat with him and see what we can do there.
Secrets.
Figure some things out there. But that's where I like to bake some bread in a pan and then top it with whatever I want. Things that are in season, things that I've got in my garden, anything that I've got in the fridge, and then just bake that and eat it. I never really make Neapolitan, contemporary, Carlotta pizzas at home anymore. I've got a lot of Gosney ovens, but they're used to bake steaks. They're used to bake the breads, like I just mentioned there. So for me, that's number two. It's tagliatelle. I don't really like calling it, like I said, grandma style, which is a bit different than that tagliatelle style. But what's the other name for it is tonda.
All right, never heard that.
Tonda Romana, which is that's what we ate in from Alessandro.
Right, okay.
And obviously not the bread, the pizza. Yeah. And it's circular and it's designed to be as a single serving for somebody on a plate.
Yeah.
But it's pressed, it's flat, it's crispy, it's like a cracker.
It's using a rolling pin, isn't it?
Yeah. I think if I remember correctly, it's called Tonda Romana.
Right.
I think. And again, it's along them similar lines of that tagliatelle pizza, and it's just done differently, and I think that's also very good. It's not much that I can eat a pizza like that once, and then I don't really fancy it again for a while.
Yeah.
But again, very good. But for me, that's the next, and that's what I do at home.
Yeah, sound. Yeah.
So I think. No, what's your least favourite?
My least favourite?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a least favourite.
I do.
Yeah. What is it?
Gonna piss some people off right now.
Right, okay.
It's London style.
I'm glad you brought this up. I'm very glad you brought this up.
It's the name.
That's it. Because it's not even like it's so. Over time, I've come to realise what they mean. It's not even like it's a style. They're actually now coining it as an ethos, as a way of making pizza. Like, and we don't give a fuck. We don't have rules. It's like. Fucking shut up. Like some of the pizza looks gorgeous. The one for me that I'd love to try the most is probably, it's not Vincenzo's, although maybe years ago maybe his, but it's the girl. Have you seen Dohan's? Girl called Hannah.
No, I haven't.
She sets up in some old man pubs as well. She's even more so why I want to go there.
Down south,
Yeah, she's in London, so she's part of the London style. She used to do Neapolitan herself, I think. But for me, it's just a bit rough and ragged. It's kind of similar to that Neapolitan style that. It doesn't look tidy, it just looks tasty,
Okay, I'm not finding it.
That's weird, it's not coming up. I'll have a look.
Anyway, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm realising now is that they're all saying they're doing London style, but they're all different.
Yeah.
Like New York is, you see your New York pizzas, they all look the same. That's a New York style. Neapolitan has a style, whereas London style, they don't even know what.
Anybody knows what it is.
Nobody knows what it is, so you're just chatting shit. Is what
I think someone's coined the idea, and then everyone's kind of just gone, oh, this is London style. This is London style. This is
just
London
annoying.
Style. It's like, come on now, it's London style. What is it?
What is London style? You know what I mean? They're all different. They can't all be London style.
Why do we need to be the creators of something new? Like, I don't get it. Do contemporary, the variations of contemporary, do them fucking great.
Yeah.
Do Neapolitan, do your best to do it great.
Yeah.
Do New York, do your best to do it great. Do Tonda Romana, do your best to do it great. And I'm going to repeat the same things over and over again. We don't need to create a new name to prove that it's great. Like, there's a lot of amazing pizzerias in London, brilliant pizzerias, and people should go visit them, eat in them.
Yeah.
But the name really annoys me, the London style.
I guess the one thing I'll say is in this climate, I'll say it's having their own styles probably helped them a lot. Financially speaking,
you reckon?
It's probably brought a lot of people in because people are sort of taking their word for it. You know what I mean? Like it's bringing people through the door. It's drawing more eyes to the scene down there.
Yeah.
It's a shame when people forget that there's a world outside of London, and they're like, "This is the best pizza in the UK." But I think some of it looks really nice, and I'd like to think it brings people through the door at the very least.
We'll touch back on that comment in another time.
What's that?
Well, there's a world outside of London.
Oh yeah. There is a world outside of London.
But we'll we'll have a proper conversation on that another time. We'll title it "There's a World Outside of London." London style. Yeah, fuck that.
I've never tried it, so I can't say it's my least favourite in terms of the name. The name, yeah.
Amazing pizzas.
I'm glad we share that opinion. It's quite frustrating. We've never spoken about this before.
It's literally I'm also quite worried about the hate I'm going to get back.
Fuck it, yeah. More eyes to us,
get everybody coming to me and say, well, fuck you, we're not coming to York.
Yeah. Come to York. Try it. So I've got it up here, right? It probably is just, again, when I say I like something rough around the edges and it just has a bit of crisp to it. That's a video, that's not helpful. Is that another video? Again, not helpful. The only thing is she does use a lot of Wild Farm flour.
Oh, okay.
But what I like about her pizzas, Hannah at Dough is she does have some decent toppings on them and that, and the dough just looks like it's got, I don't know, something to it. It looks like...
Looks like some nice pizza there, mate.
Yeah.
I'll drop her a follow today.
Yeah.
Show us again. I'll search it now, otherwise I'll forget.
I like what she's doing, that's what I'll say. Like that to me looks like beautiful pizza.
It's a Dough Hands pizza.
Yeah.
Dough.
Oh, maybe that's where Dough Hands pizza, Yeah, so for me, one of the ones that I followed for a while and quite like. I'd be interested to try some variations of them, but some of them look like they're just following a trend and you know.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm always down for good pizza. I don't really care for the name.
Yeah.
So if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Simple as that. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of the way that's done. Anyway, so I don't think we need to touch base now. We share that same opinion.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe we should go to London.
Maybe we should go. I think we need to go to Naples first. There's a few things we need to do in Naples before we go back down to London. But yeah, anyway, it's 11 o'clock. We've got some things to do today, so we're gonna have to leave that one there. Know the business. We'll chat next week.
Yeah. See you next week. All right.